Arena Breakout Infinite is pay-to-win slop. I think they missed an A in the title, but whatever. That's not what we are here, okay? Okay, I guess we are going to talk about this, because why not? So I'm going to watch the whole video, see what they have to say, and then at the end we are going to go into it a bit more, because I have some stuff that I would like to say here. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's see what Big Fry TV has to say.
So even after all of the feedback given, everybody online claiming that they don't want pay-to-win elements like the mobile game and the PC game, and after all of the,
yeah,
oh, we're listening to your feedback and we really care about all PR bullshit.
I mean, if you believe in a developer like that, like without any doubt, that's on you at that point, I feel like.
They sat down the lead game designer and reacted to this clip of mine. It kind of sounds like you're going to be able to buy in-game currency with real money, which I think it's a dumb strategy to monetize a game. I think you already have the battle passes, you already have the extra warehouse space, the safes, personalized appearances, melee weapons. I think those are all great things to monetize with. Why do we need to be able to buy in-game currency in a game where the economy means everything?
其实这个视频我看了，也能够理解他和社区当中很多人对于商业化模式的一个担忧。我们的原则是，付费不会影响对局的公平性。
You sure about that? You sure about that?
And still, the game launches on their website, not on Steam, probably to bypass the negative review bomb that is inevitably coming to this game, because you can buy in-game currency with real money like we suspected all along. They took the mobile monetization and brought it to PC and thought everybody would be happy with it, even though since announcing...
To be fair, even though you can buy real game currency, in-game currency for real money in this game, at least you do that through the developers. In every game where there is an economy, there is going to be RMT. You cannot do shit about it. It's always there, it's going to be there, it's always been there. At this point, part of the game where people are just trying to buy in-game stuff. And many people are selling them because they see that they can make money with it. It's there in Tarkov. Whatever they do, it's going to be there, although they don't really seem to do much about it, other than making our lives more miserable in the game. It's there in WoW, you can buy gold, it's the same, it's there in RuneScape, in a bunch of MMOs, it's there, it's every looter game, it's there. I am pretty sure Dark and Darker already has it as well. So, boosting, carries, it's always going to be there. At least here we have a decent anti-RMT system in the game, although carries and carrying someone is still possible, I would think. I think the anti-cheat is decent from what I heard from the mobile gamers. We'll see about that though. But overall, I would rather take a game that takes measures against this, so it is like regulated and under the game developer, instead of just cheaters running rampant and selling stuff. I would rather have that money go to the developer and then them releasing a bunch more content, because Arena Breakout on the phone at least, they are releasing new patches and new content pretty damn frequently. There is so much stuff in that game already.
That the game is coming to PC, every single person has said they don't want monetization like the mobile game in this game. You have to figure out a different economy for this game on PC. And did the developers listen? Fuck no, they did not. Even after claiming that they don't want one player to get a significant advantage over another, they did it anyway. And the crazy thing about this entire situation, I feel like I'm in an episode of the fucking Twilight Zone.
It is an advantage, but I would argue it is not significant. Especially for that amount of money. We go into that too, because the prices for some stuff, bro, is ridiculous. Like one endgame armor is like $5. I ain't going to buy that shit, are you crazy? And if someone buys it, but good for them. Holy shit, they work for that money. It's so much money. Jeez. Someone in my country doesn't even get that much money in a goddamn hours of work. Jesus.
There are so many people on social media defending the use of microtransactions like this. If gamers want to spend money on gear and then they go in and just get one-tapped by me, Chadley McGee, sitting in a bush, then albeit, let them do it. Completely missing the point that you have to work and earn and work towards that gear and those weapons and the bullets and the ammo.
They work towards the money they spent on it the same way. And I feel like working in real life to get that money has a higher value than you sitting 10 hours in front of a game to get the same shit. This is, I think, what is different between the Western and like Eastern thinking in this. I think this is where the truth lies in a way.
The armor, all of that stuff that you have, this person can enter the raid with the exact same loot as you, and they just paid for it. Well, if they want to give up their loot, yeah, but the point is nothing that you have matters, because somebody can just swipe a credit card.
What if this is exactly what gives it value? Because you look at a gun in your hand and you know how much real life money this is worth for someone. When I played the game, I was thinking about that. I looked at my inventory and like, oh my god, bro, I just came out of the raid with like $30. Holy shit.
And pay for it. Like, do you not realize how fucking dumb the argument is that you would be willing to let people purchase gear with real money? I mean, you got to purchase the coin, the in-game coins, to then purchase the gear. There's one step there. But dude, the mental gymnastics that the online community is going in, and granted, there are a lot of people pushing back. Their Discord was on fire this morning. The Reddit is also holding their feet to the fire. But I have seen an absorbent amount of people just defend it. And I don't know if that's like a play for you to try to like rub the feet of the developers, maybe suck the teat a little bit. Maybe they'll give you a special treatment. I don't know what it is, but being able to ingest real money into the economy like this, where gear, armor, weapon, and just gear in general just means so much, it blows my fucking mind that they thought this was a good idea. Like I said,
I mean, I don't think in these games, after a while, especially gear means so much. Like, even in Tarkov. I feel like in Tarkov, even if you don't know what are you doing, bro, you can get everything and you can have a decent gear. Even if you don't know what are you doing. You can just Kevin, get so much stuff so easily. And I'm not even talking about RMTing. RMT is even easier. It's cheap as hell, bro. It's insane how cheap Tarkov RMT is. Compared to this, when you have to pay like $30 for a set, it's like, gee, that's a scam. I should get it cheaper. I mean, I get where he's coming from, but he should like put it on a scale though.
In my last video, on mobile, it doesn't matter, because mobile gamers, if you're a true mobile gamer, you are bred to be okay with just insanely terrible monetization models. But on the PC landscape, it's a lot different. Or at least I'm
not
hoping
really, not anymore,
that we can fight back enough to make sure that we are different. And the general argument is
it's not different at all. Like I said before, gamers always looking for the shortcuts, always looking for in a way to get an edge over someone. And those gamers that are doing this, if there is no way for them to legally and fairly purchase something from the developer in that way that we consider pay to win and what is pay to win, then they go for the illegal channels to do their pay to win stuff. They just RMT stuff in, they buy gold in WoW, they buy carries in whatever game in Tarkov, they buy items and accounts in Tarkov that are already leveled up. So it's like, yeah, PC gamers are like this. There are many people who is like this, and if they cannot buy it through the developer, they find another way. They always do.
It's like, well, if you pay money, that doesn't necessarily mean that you win the game. You have to still have the skill. It doesn't fucking matter. If you can pay money, you can get gear quicker than somebody who has to earn it in game, who has to go through the trials and the tribulations. If you have better armor, better ammo, better weapons right off rip, compared to little Timmy who just grabbed the credit card that his mom just did a line of blow on to go spend a bunch of money on Cohen's to then just buy the gear that you have. It literally breaks the entire ecosystem. Yes,
not necessarily.
You can kill one of these players who has a bunch of purchased armor, weapons, and gear, and you can kill them and you can take it for yourself. But the advantage comes from two equally skilled players going in, one spending hours to grind up, go through the raids to earn the gear versus somebody who can come in, swipe the credit card, and they just have the gear already. If you don't see how that is pay to win,
it is pay to win in a completely equal playing field, where both of the players have the same amount of time to play, and both of the players have the same level of skill set. In that circumstance, it is completely and utterly pay to win. If it's not that circumstance, I would argue it is not. I would argue if you have less time to play the game than someone who can spend 8 hours playing a game or 10 hours playing a game, getting better at it, getting better gear, then buying coins and buying gear from it is a catch-up mechanic. In a way, I would say that. I would argue for that. And that is only if you actually want to talk about fairness.
win, or if you want to mentally fucking bend over backwards and eat your own asshole and say that it's pay to progress or pay for advantage or whatever the fuck, regardless, it is complete horseshit. And the thing is like, I called it. I made this video like a month ago where I said like, the game is great. And keep in mind, my opinion hasn't changed on that. The game is fucking awesome.
It's
There's
really
so
good
many
to
good
play.
things about it. I had a blast playing it today. But the entire time I streamed it, the chat was just up in arms about.
Look, now he could look at this loot value and be like, oh my god, I just got $30.
Pay to win. That's all the focus was on, was this game's pay to win. How are you enjoying buying currency with real money? Nothing you're doing is mad. It was just a negative cesspool of gamers pissed off at the like, why did you guys ask for feedback at all? Why did you reach out? Why do you have a content creator Discord where literally like a month ago I said in private directly to the developer?
But the content creators' opinions and ideas on games, not really how an average person would look at a game, because the content creators are looking at a game and thinking about it in a way where they know they can spend 10, 14, 8 hours playing the game. That perspective and someone's perspective who can only play the game for 1 to 2 hours a day is going to be incredibly different.
That this isn't the way to go. We've done sponsored deals where like I'm so conflicted because I'm excited for the game. I know that there is a game there that a lot of people would like, and if you go with this route, it's just not a game that like I want to hang my hat on, even though I really desperately want to. You might have a bunch of these fucking idiots that just back it and spend the money and do whatever else, but it's not where I want to be. And like another argument is that like, well, it's a free-to-play game. How do you expect them to make money? There's a million different ways to make money in a game
That's true.
like this. Spending real money on currency isn't one that I think is the best route to go, because it just ruins everything about this game. Like, you're going in to earn gear. The gear fear is no longer there because you can just swipe at the end of it.
Are you kidding me? If I go into the game and I paid $30 for my goddamn set, and I work like 3 hours for that, then I'm going to be sweating. My ass is going to be drenched. I'm going to sit in a goddamn corner, you know? There's no way that I spent $30 on a goddamn gear that I can lose in 5 minutes, that I'm not going to have gear fear. Fuck no. If it's someone who is like super ultra rich whale stuff and then doing that's fair, but that's like what? 0.00001% of the player base?
I can just put in put in the security code and you're good to go. I got a helmet, got a chest rig. Like, who gives a fuck? None of it matters. For as creator-centric as you guys were going, you could talk to a bunch of creators and have weapon charms where, let's say you guys wanted to buy a Big Fry weapon charm. Let's say it's $3 or $4. Content creator gets a split, developers get the split, and all it is a logo on a weapon fucking keyring that you can put on your weapon. You could have things like weapon skins. You could have things like skins for cosmetics. And as long as you appease the crowd that hates the Fortnite level skins that we see in shit like Call of Duty, keep them realistic, digital camos, everything else. Dude, you could even have like custom patches where, again, content creators, it just requires a little bit of creativity to actually figure out a good way to monetize the game. Bring in the community that you say you care so desperately about, but you just didn't. And like I said, man, I'm throwing my hands up. Like, if people want this and like they're defending it, dude, I had a stream today where so many people in my chat were just like mentally bending over backwards to justify why this is a good thing for the game. And it blows my mind that after 11 years of doing content and talking about this kind of shit on YouTube, we're just at the point where...
I mean, if it was a developer studio who just gets the money and doesn't give you anything in back, then I would say that is a fair statement to make. But since this is a game studio who released this content so goddamn frequently and developed so much new maps, new guns, new everything in the past few years it's been out, I think there is a fair argument to be made that the money is actually going towards the game. And towards the good cause and like the betterment of the game.
People accept anything. I haven't even talked about the fact that the Gamma container is on a subscription fee every 30 days. Because that, to me...
I hate Gamma containers, bro. I think no looter shooter should have a Gamma container. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. There should be nothing that like saves you like that. No. It should be like it is in DayZ. If you die, you lose everything and you are back to the coast. That's it.
Me isn't even as egregious as something like just being able to funnel money into in-game currency. This is where we're at. I don't care if a game is free to play. I don't really care if a game is that good. And the thing is, like, even all of this said, I still want to play it because the game is that fun. I really genuinely enjoy it. But holy fucking shit. Do you guys have to do a 180? Because once this game launches on Steam, whenever that's going to be, the review bombing is going to be insane if you don't correct course now. But here's the thing. Who am I even talking to? I'm talking to my community, people who don't want to put up with this bullshit. I'm not talking to the devs because clearly they haven't listened to the warning signs that every creator has put in private, in public, in videos, on Twitter, just anywhere. We have been talking about it and saying that it's a bad idea for months, and you guys don't give a shit. It is incredibly pay to win like we thought it was going to be. I figured with all of the anger and all of the outrage of like, you know, people talking about the situation and like trying to get through to the developers, maybe they'll do something different, and they just didn't. While at the same time using videos like mine as a promotional tool. They sit the game designer down and he responds to it and reacts to it in a very like what you'd consider a genuine way, where he says he doesn't want to break. No, we're not, guys, we're not doing it. No pay to win, no nothing. But like the mental gymnastics to say that it's not pay to win, it's just like pay for convenience, blah, 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 fucking blah. It's bullshit. And here's the thing, Delta Force, which is another game that is just hot on YouTube, and another game that I've been really enjoying playing, they're now coming out and...
Delta Force is so not appealing to me. I don't know why, but I just don't like how that game looks for some reason. It's so weird. I'd rather go back and play Tarkov.
That they're not going to be pay to win, and they're focused on making sure microtransactions are you know, good and balanced, even though Arena Breakout said the same thing. So now we're seeing what's happening with Arena Breakout. We're seeing how much people are pissed off about it, and we're looking at these other games that are coming from the East, China, and they're saying the same things that Arena Breakout's saying. So now it's kind of like a, well, we're gonna fucking wait and see, but we hope you look over the fence and realize just how people are pissed off and how much they hate this, and maybe you'll take some notes and realize that this isn't the way forward if you want to get through the West. And I really genuinely hope that if you play Arena Breakout Infinite, do not spend a single fucking dollar in that game unless it's for something cosmetic and you want to support the devs that way. But like paying for currency to buy gear with was something that the old EA CEO came up with back in the Battlefield 3 days. Do you guys remember how we roasted John Riccitiello back in the day for saying that eventually he wants games to be able to offer bullets for money? You could pay per bullet in your magazine every time you reload. Why isn't he taking the M16? Money. Guys, we're almost there. Because now you can buy in-game currency to buy...
I'm sorry, I know this is not like... It has nothing to do with the video. I hate when people loot like this. I'm sorry, my OCD hit. Why aren't you taking the M16 instead of this goddamn Mech-10? What is this looting? I'm sorry. Okay, I had my rant.
Ammo off of the flea market auction house within this game. We're almost there. Give it like 4 years.
Take the gun.
And that's just, it's so frustrating.
I mean,
you can mentally gymnastic your way into the comments and tell me 100 reasons why this is a good thing. I had somebody send me a 20 fucking paragraph email today once I banned him from my chat.
I mean, I can see why people think it's good.
Well, real life is pay to win. Yeah. You know, guys in the West they like this idea of fair, but this isn't something that, you know, happens worldwide. Other countries really are more okay. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Some dickhead in Nebraska can buy a Lamborghini on his 18th birthday because his dad owns a fucking investment portfolio worth multi-millions. Okay, I don't care. Yes, real life is pay to win. Yes, that is how it works. That doesn't mean we need to accept it in entertainment. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. I actually really fuck with the game itself, but this is just such a huge point of contention for me. They said they weren't going to do anything that would give players an advantage, and they did anyway. So either they don't understand our language or they don't give a fuck. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like on the video.
That's fair.
And subscribe for more content just like this. I love Arena Breakout Infinite. I can't fucking stand what they just did today.
Okay, so where to start? I'm going to start right here. So this is how much money you have to spend on gear to pay to win. I'm going to put this out there before we even talk about anything. So as you can see, getting a full set, well, it's expensive. So you can imagine how much money it is to build up a set. Now, you've seen this. Now I'm going to show you something. This is in no way, shape or form encouraging RMT. Okay, Tarkov, if you've seen this. I'm just showing examples how easy it is to get stuff in Tarkov. You can literally go to the first goddamn thing on a Google search. And you can buy 50 million rubles for $8. And I'm telling you, this thing and this website is definitely not the cheapest. I am pretty sure you can get like 1 game carries or a few game carries for cheaper than this, if you look hard enough. And it's the same for World of Warcraft. Like, you just look for gold in WoW. It is incredibly cheap to buy these things. Compare that to these prices. And compare that to, you can buy this legally without cheating and without anything. And if you compare that fact to the fact that the things I just showed you are almost 100% from someone who is cheating and ruining your game, over someone who is just buying stuff in the game. So I think there's a fair argument to be made there that maybe buying from the developers is better than buying from cheaters. That is one thing I'm going to say here. Of course, is it both pay to win? Both pay to win. Is it bad for the game? It is bad for the game. But if you don't have this, you have that. That's my first argument here. That even if you think this is bad, then you're living in a bubble. Because there are plenty of people who buy gold in MMORPGs who just RMT their ass off. And that is the type of person who is going to buy this. is the same type of person. Argument 2 would be that I feel like the whole like Eastern and Western thinking on this and fairness of a game comes down to why is like a Eastern country more okay with pay to win, because most of them have really strict work ethic. That's why what I would think. Like most of those people are working a 9 to 5 and all that, so they get home, they barely have enough time to play. Now, how can you be on equal playing fields with someone who is at home playing 14 hours a day? Like in what universe can your 2 hours compare to their 14 hours a day of playing? In terms of skill, in terms of gear in a game like this, like you just cannot even compete. It's just not humanly possible to compete. What can you compete with? Well, I worked all day, so I have money. That's the way they can compete. So in a way, there is fairness in this unfairness. But of course, you can make the argument that people who play 14 hours a day are able to buy these things too. Yeah. From what money? If you play 14 hours a day? From what money are you going to be able to like regularly buy these things? From what money? If you are not a content creator who makes content out of this, how are you making enough money after playing the same amount of time? I feel like that is like such a neglectable like percentage of the player base that actually can do that, to put out tens of hours a day, and over that they are able to afford these things. That would be argument 2 in a way. And then the final, like summarizing here. Do I agree with these things? No, absolutely not. I don't want any kind of pay to win in a game. I don't. I really don't. I don't like it. But can I understand both sides? Yeah, I guess. Some people have like more time to play, so they want that time to be valued. Fair. But some people just does not have the time to play, so they just want to catch up, in a way. That's fair too. But in an ideal world, in an ideal circumstance, where everyone has the same opportunity, the same time to play, the same amount of time to play, the same amount of like effort they can put in a game, then pay to win is incredibly bad, because it does give you an unfair advantage. That is just the truth. But is that true in real life and in real life examples? I am not quite sure about that part. But overall, of course I really would rather have only cosmetics. Only cosmetics and the Gamma container for subscription. I think the Gamma container for subscription is actually a really good idea. I think that's an incredibly good idea, and they should do that in Tarkov too. That could be a good idea. For them to make like reliable money every month. That's a fair thing, I feel like. I like that. I actually like that. But the fact that, bro, people would spend like $25 on a thermal, oh shit. You add a little bit for that, and you can buy a game, or you can bro, that's so much money. These prices are goddamn insane. It's just insane. Holy shit. Oh god. Okay, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And don't go for my throat, okay? I do not argue with this in general. I am just bringing up points that I think would make sense in a way. And I would like to start a conversation on it. Overall, I still prefer the only cosmetic part. But in an ideal way, and if we actually want to be fair, I can see why this should be okay in a way. So people who just cannot play as much can catch up. I guess that is a fair thing. That's what I was thinking about in the past days. That for that reason, I would not mind this. at all, really. Okay, so as I said, leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a comment, start a discussion. Let's talk about this. That's the best way. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.